Do you recall how the traffic was when you're trying to get through that intersection at this particular time of day?
Yes, the light was green, but traffic wasn't moving.
And at some point, did you make it through the intersection but moving slow?
I actually drove into the left lane to bypass the traffic that wasn't moving. And when I approached the intersection is when I seen Miss Hannah.
Okay. So you go around some of the traffic in the left lane.
Yes, ma'am.
And what's the first thing that draws your attention to there being something going on just past that intersection?
Well, what drove my attention to begin with was that the light was green and nobody was moving.
Okay. And then what happens next?
I ended up approaching the intersection and then seeing that everybody was stopped out watching Miss Hannah Payne outside of her vehicle.
What did you observe? I mean, obviously you didn't know her name at the time, but what did you observe happening that drew your attention?
I just seen her outside hitting on his window or his car door, and that's what made me just pull out my phone.
Okay. And describe what you see as far as where is Miss Payne standing when you see her?
Well, her back is towards me, so I didn't see her face or anything, but she was actually standing at the guy's driver door. Okay. That's what I saw.
And what did you see her doing at that driver's door?
Yelling, hitting on the window, hitting on the door, whatever she was doing.
From your angle?
From my angle.
It appeared that she was hitting on either the window or the door?
Yes.
Could you see if she had anything in her hands?
At the time, no, I did not.
What else happens next?
I ended up pulling out my phone to record. Honestly, I hate to say it like this, but it was like another day in Clayton County. And as I was recording, I heard a gunshot.
Now, did you see any sort of struggle between the driver of the car that she's standing at and Miss Payne?
Yes.
Okay, describe what you saw.
It just looked like a little pushing back and forth.
And you indicated that you pulled out your phone and recorded. Are you kind of moving past it as it's happening when you record?
Yes, I was actually traveling past it when I was recording.
And you would agree that there's some sort of struggle or tussle between the two people?
Yes, I ended up getting out to check on the guy after I heard the gunshot.
When you recorded what was on your phone, were you able to then view that recording?
Yes, I actually sent it to an officer on the site that same day. Okay. I don't remember his name, but if I could go through my email, I could probably find it.
Okay, but you had a chance to look at the recording that you were able to capture on your phone.
Yes.
Did you alter that recording or delete it or add anything to it in any way?
No, ma'am.
So the video that you provided to law enforcement is what you recorded on your phone?
Yes.
So once you made that recording and you realized that there was a gunshot, what did you do?
The recording, I just sent to the officer at the scene. Obviously, when it first happened, I got out. I parked my car in the middle of the street and got out and checked on the gentleman.
Okay. And did you notify officers that you had a video?
I did.
But were you able to stay around to write statements and have a full interview on that scene?
I didn't stay around to write a statement because I was running late for a seminar.
And did you let law enforcement know that's what was happening?
I did send it to an officer on the scene, though, to his email, yes.
And did you let officers know on the scene, I have this video, but I have to be to this class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you eventually come to the Clayton County Police Department to give an interview about what you saw?
Yes, I don't know the officer's name at the time, but somebody did call me probably about a couple weeks later.
And let's be honest. Were you kind of reluctant to be involved at that time?
Honestly, it didn't matter to me. Honestly, if I'm being honest.
Do you recall telling law enforcement that you had some, didn't really want to go to court, but that you were willing to provide the video?
I'm a little biased because my dad's an officer.
Okay.
So.
And you told law enforcement that as well?
Yes.
Do you also recall telling law enforcement that once you learned that the gentleman had passed away, you thought you should bring the video?
Yes.
And that your interview with law enforcement, was that back in 2019 sometime after?
I believe so. It wasn't long after it happened.
And so you back in 2019 you turned over the video and made your interview, is that right?
Yes.
Now in the meantime, did you have you had a request of me to assist you with a traffic arrest that you have had?
Yes.
Okay, and what did you ask me?
I asked you, could you put in a word for me or just help me out for something that I had dealing with last summer as far as the DUI.
Okay, and that was something that happened in 2022.
3-4 years afterwards.
Okay, and you are aware that I don't
Yes.
work in traffic court?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and have I made you any promise that I will get your case dismissed or anything like that?
No, you just said you would put in a word for me.
Okay. And would you recognize, in addition to the video that you took, would you be able to recognize still photographs from that video?
I'm sorry, can you rephrase that?
Would you be able to recognize portions of that video?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Just showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit number 20. It is marked as the cell phone video of Cameron Williams. You've already indicated that you did not alter or delete or have do anything to adjust the video that you took on your cell phone. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And I'm showing you State's Exhibits 21 and 22. Do you recognize those as portions of the recording that you made, as still shots of that recording?
Yes, ma'am.
And do those fairly and accurately depict at least 2 moments of the video that you took?
Yes.
And at this time, State would tender States 20, 21, and 22.
Any objection? Okay, admitted without objection.
And at this time, the State is requesting to publish. Oh, yes. State's Exhibit 20, but I'm going to take down the map first.
Okay, you may publish.
While that's getting pulled up, Mr. Williams, you would agree there's a voice in the video, and that's just you making a couple of comments. Is that correct?
Yes.
The voice that we hear is you.
Yes.
Okay. Do you recall whether or not you had any contact with the defendant, Ms. Payne, after the incident occurred?
No, no contact at all. I just seen her in the middle of the street.
Okay.
But no conversation.
That you can recall today?
No, we didn't have any conversation.
Okay. Well, let me remind you. Do you recall talking to law enforcement indicating that she asked if you had seen what happened? Does that
She
sound
did
familiar?
ask me that, actually. She
Okay.
did.
And is that the extent of the video that you had taken and recorded in this incident?
Yes.
Oh, you have. We show display State's Exhibit 21. Wait for that to go away. I think click on the I don't know what it's doing. Okay. And it should be on your screen as well, is that correct?
Yes.
And so do you see, in the photograph, do you see what appear to be some hands, the hands of the driver of the red truck?
Yes.
Okay. And if you would display State's Exhibit 22. And in State's Exhibit number 22, do you see the firearm displayed in the defendant's right hand?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Have you had the opportunity in the last 4 years to watch? Have you watched your interview?
Watched her interview?
Your interview.
My interview? No, I have not.
Okay. So I'm going to just ask you a couple of questions to see if it kind of jogs your memory about a couple of things that you said back then.
Okay.
And if it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
All right.
Okay. You may.
right, now, just kind of try to refresh your memory just a little bit. Do you recall talking to the detectives indicating that you believed that the two, Ms. Payne and the driver, might have been tussling over the gun?
Yes, I do recall
Okay.
that.
You indicated there was a tussle. I just wanted to make sure you were more specific about
Yes.
that. What do you remember seeing in that regard? If you can recall. I know it's been 4.5 years.
It's been a long time, but it's just, trying to go back thinking 3-4 years. What I mainly remember the most is when I'm riding past, it's just a physical between the two of them, but as far as their arms.
Okay.
And just her yelling. That's pretty much the most part.
Did you ever see the driver of the truck, and her yelling, is that
Yeah,
correct?
yes, yes.
Did you ever see the driver of the truck get out of the vehicle?
No.
Did you ever see anything in his hands that would, that you would have seen as a weapon?
No.
And Judge, we are going to, with the court's permission, we are going to replay the very short video.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Attorney, you may proceed.
And thank you. With that, Judge, the state does not have further questions.